It's 6 p.m. It's Monday, February the 5th, 2024. Welcome to this series Planning Commission. Would you please all join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? Thank you. Could we have the roll call, please?
Yes, please note that Chairperson Serena Otero is excused this evening, so we have Commissioner Condit.
Here.
Commissioner Del Nero, Commissioner Johnson.
Here.
And Vice Chair Catchell.
Here. Any commissioners have any conflict of interest on anything on tonight's agenda? Seeing none, go to citizens communication. While the Planning Commission welcomes and encourages participation in Planning Commission meetings, adopted rules allow no more than 5 minutes for expression of non-agenda items. Matters under the jurisdiction of the Commission and not on the post agenda may be addressed by the general public. However, California law prohibits the Commission from taking action on any matter which is not on the post agenda unless determined to be an emergency by the Commission. Citizens are entitled to address the Planning Commission on any agenda item subject to the 5-minute provision. Does anyone in the audience want to speak on something which is not on the agenda tonight? Please come forward, give your name, and tell us what you have to say.
The A-frame size before, they were all kinds of sizes and shapes, and they were put out on the sidewalk block and sidewalks. There's one reason why those were banned. All the other ones, the fluttered flags and the banners and stuff, was banned because they were a distraction to motorists. And so basically, if you're wanting to bring that, but right now, a lot of that stuff is out there and you're not regulating them now. That if you're allowed them to bring those all back, the A-frames, without any regulations, it's going to go back the way it was. Another thing is, I know they mentioned about wanting to do RVs in series, which sounds kind of ridiculous when we got a super center down the street that they're constantly expanding, and plus there's other lots that have repos and used RVs that they're selling. If anything, if you want to do something like that, allow them to take over some of these used car lots that keep closing down and look empty at times. Now, where the big question is, John Warren and I both think this is a rubber stamp group. You rubber stamp everything and send it to the council meeting to do, and the comment that was made at that meeting proves our point. You're not nobody. You're not researching a lot of this stuff. And when it comes up there, when John Warren and I try to explain why it's not good for those certain spots, you still okay those things. Another thing is when was the last time Ceres has done a traffic study when you got major projects going on? I don't think you've had a traffic study in a long time. And every time when you got a major thing on the agenda, there should be a traffic study. We don't believe the staff reports when we don't think they're doing a good job as far as researching these projects. Because when you look at them, when they're brought before the council, they don't look good for their areas. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else want to speak at this time? Please come forward.
Good evening, Commissioners. John Warren from the city. Just briefly. Reiterate on the comments. Especially regarding the signing and flags and the advertising banners. Go with the businesses, stations here within the city. Please rethink the possibility of allowing these things forward. You know, you're not always the final say in everything. Can be appealed or go to the council for further consideration. But, and I'm sure the ordinance and things don't come before you, they go the other way. We're changing these rules that are in place now regarding these types of. It's all over the community, everywhere you look and drive around. Other flag. And there's a requirement that it starts. Talked about several times. And these things continue on. To me, simply is if they have a condition, have a business there, not going by it, then the business needs to be shut down. Close it up or conform to the rules that you said that you would. I'm not in favor of closing businesses down. Sometimes if they won't comply with the rules, what other choice do you have? Okay. And that's the, I think, has to do more with the planning department than sitting as commission. The other thing I wanted to point out real quick is I understand that if a project comes to you, meets all the requirements and specifications, that you have to vote yes. But I would like for somebody to show me where that's that you have to vote yes on. Where does it say that you have to do that? I understand if it meets all the qualifications, say something brand new to the community, that is probably something that we would want to do. But I'm going to ask you this. If we were going to put 15 gas stations in a row down Whitmore Avenue, in an area where they allowed to be, and they met all the qualifications and standards, would you approve that? Let's put 15 on one side of the street, right next to each other, 15 on the other side of the street, all right. Just because they meet the qualifications and the requirements of the zoning, would that be something that we would want to do? Personally, I don't think so. I think we could say, hey, one on each corner might be enough. Just like when we started building drugstores, it seemed like everywhere in town, whether it was Destro or here, all four corners ended up with drugstores, or at least two or three. Okay. And it kind of goes on in spurts like that. One time it'll be gas stations and drugstores or whatever. I used to tell my wife, hey, I don't know why there's a population explosion. But why do we have to vote yes? Where does it say we have to? Sometimes I think a little common sense should enter into the thought process before we make our final decision. Thank you very much for your.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else want to speak at this time on something not on the agenda? See no one? We'll move on to the consent calendar. There's one item on the consent calendar tonight. That's the clerk's report of posting the agenda for the regular meeting of the Planning Commission of February 5th was posted on February the 2nd. Get a motion to approve the consent calendar.
I'll make, approve it.
We get a second?
Second.
Motion second, roll please.
Yes, Commissioner Del Nero,
Aye.
Commissioner Condit.
Aye.
Commissioner Johnson
Aye.
and Vice Chair Catchell.
Aye.
Motion passes 4-0 with one absent.
Thank you. Now we have two public hearings tonight on our agenda. First of those is our overall item number 2. It's lot line adjustment 23-25. It's a lot line adjustments between two parcels. New parcel 1 to contain 0.746 acres, parcel 2 to contain 3.084 acres, located on the east side of Morgan Road, 300 feet north of East Service Road. Mid Valley Engineering is the applicant. It's exempt under CEQA. Do we have a staff report, please?
Yes, and we'd like to please excuse Teddy Hernandez. She's out today. This is the site plan that shows the site, and north is oriented toward the left side of the page here. This corner is where the gas station is. It's not part of either of the parcels that we're talking about. This is the vacant property, except for this section right here is where a playground is. And on the adjoining property is a strip mall that includes a daycare. The daycare uses that playground area, and I'll switch over to aerial map so that you can see it a little bit clearer. So these are the two parcels that we're talking about. The strip mall contains the daycare, and they use this playground area. Both properties are owned by the same person right now, and he would just like to move this lot line so that the daycare and the playground are on the same property, and that the remaining vacant property can be sold and developed in the future. It would require a separate permit, and it's not part of this process right now.
So no physical changes will result.
No physical changes.
Thank you. Any other questions from the commission? Seeing none, I guess we'll open the public hearing. Anyone in the audience want to speak on behalf of this project, please come forward, give us your name and what you have to say.
Good evening, planning commissioners. My name is Joshua Mann. I'm with Mid Valley Engineering. We've been helping the property owner get through this process. I'm just here to answer any questions if you have.
Anyone have any questions for the applicant? Looks like we're good.
Okay, appreciate it.
Thanks for coming. Anyone else want to speak on this matter? Seeing none, close the public hearing, bring it back to the commission for discussion and action.
Make a motion to approve.
Motion for approval, second. We have a motion second, roll call, please.
Yes, Commissioner Condit.
Aye.
Commissioner Johnson.
Aye.
Commissioner Del Nero
Aye.
and Vice Chair Catchell.
Aye,
Motion carries 4-0 with one absent.
thank you. And our second item tonight, this is regarding conditional use permit amendment for 23-23. The project itself is a proposal to amend El Ramatito Flea Market's conditional use permit from a previously approved conditional use permit. Nelson Gomez is the applicant. I believe tonight we're here just to talk about the timing of the hearing on this project.
Yeah, I just have a short statement to read here. The Planning Commission approved extensions on October 2nd and December 4th of last year to provide additional time to prepare site plans and conditions of approval. In the interim, multiple iterations of these documents were discussed between the applicant and staff. There remain a few items of discussion between staff and the applicant to finalize the plans and ensure compatibility with the series municipal code. So the applicant and staff jointly request the Planning Commission extend the use permit expiration and continue this item to the scheduled meeting on Tuesday, February 20th, 2024. It'll be a special meeting because it's on a Tuesday.
Thank you. Any questions? Yes, not? Gomez, want to speak on behalf of the applicant briefly?
Good evening, members of the Planning Commission. We're hoping to have this matter resolved today. And we've had some hiccups, mostly fire department issues that we're scheduled to have a meeting tomorrow at 9:30. Mr. Holmes and I and our engineers and fire department, hopefully we'll iron out the balance of the items, and hopefully this matter will be able to come on meeting of the 20th, so that hopefully finally get that whole amendment put forth before you, and then we can address substantive issues. And we've worked with staff throughout this period, so I think that at least from our point, staffs, I think that we won't have very many questions for you, very many issues for you at that. But that's the reason why we're asking for a 2-week continuance with staff, is because of the situation of the fire department, that they've come up with a couple other things that. You have any questions?
Any questions? No, thank you.
Thank you.
Well, anyone else want to speak on this matter? Please come forward.
John Warren, City of Ceres. I've looked at the previous staff reports that were in the previous meeting. Commissioners, and something that caught my eye this time when I looked, I don't know if it was there before previously. That's number E, which says allow night market. I don't recall that there before.
Tonight, we're only talking about whether we're going to continue the matter or not. We're not really prepared with a full staff report on the entire project.
Okay,
I'm not
Thank
sure
you.
I can even respond to that other than perhaps ask staff to clarify.
So you probably read something in the newspaper. We sent out a notice to make sure, since the last notice happened, I think in September, we want to make sure that our noticing was redone. Everyone knows what's happening. And the night market has always been part of the project, but we explicitly pointed it out as one of the key features as we've had these iterations. It's one of the key features. There's probably a handful of them. So we wanted to make sure that it's in the record, and we put that in the public notice.
well, I didn't see the public notice. I caught it in the, I pulled up on the agenda for this evening. At A, B, C, D, E. And we're gonna have a February 20th, then I'll pull my comments.
That's the intention. Thank you. Anyone else want to speak at this time? Seeing none, and close this public hearing, back to the commission for discussion and or action. I just would make a note. Some of the audience may or may not know, we recently had a joint meeting between the planning commission and the city council. And one of the things talked about was notification and referral process. And I think what we have here is a case of a referral process where the project is sent out to various agencies which have jurisdiction, whether it be an irrigation district or a utility provider, or in this particular case, the fire district, or fire department, which raised some concerns. Those concerns weren't anticipated necessarily, but came out of the referral process. Therefore, there's something that has delayed the project processing a little bit, but just want to point that out as an example of what we talked about as what happens in the referral process. So it's all part of making sure the government does its job correctly is, I guess, what I'm trying to say there. So with that, I'll shut up. And anyone else?
So just a clarifying question, this is just an extension till the next meeting, correct?
You get a motion.
Motion to approve?
A second to continue this item to the 20th? The motion is second, please call the roll.
Yes, Commissioner Condit,
Aye.
Commissioner Johnson.
Aye.
Commissioner Del Nero.
Aye.
And Vice Chair Catchell.
Aye,
Carries 4-0 with one absent.
thank you. New business, we have none listed. Public meetings, none. Unfinished business, none. Matters initiated by the commission staff, none. Reports. Commission. Any commissioners have anything they'd like to report on?
Yeah, I just want to thank city staff and the city council for the joint meeting. Great experience, and I think it will help all of us moving forward. Thank you.
Well, I would second Commissioner Condit's comments. I thought it was didn't know what to expect walking in the door. Some of you were there for at least part of it. We had noticed no discussion about what was on the agenda, but I think pretty comprehensive. And ultimately, I think it worked out well to help us all understand both what council thinking, what staff is thinking. It was just a good exchange of information. I thought by the end we covered a lot of ground, and I think in a very positive way. So I appreciate the opportunity to participate in that. City attorney, anything on from a city attorney? Nate even, okay, nothing. City staff?
No, we don't have anything. Thank you.
Nothing? Okay. Well, I guess I've run out of stuff to talk about here, so we will adjourn the meeting to our next scheduled meeting, which is Tuesday, February 20th, 2024. Meeting adjourned.